I wanna see the light. See the light. I wanna see the light.
What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the second episode of this competition prep series where I'm going to be taking you through my whole 16-week prep on the lead up to my first ever show at Bodypower. We're 15 weeks out currently, so we're a week down. I'm about to tuck into my very first meal of the day, which is 2 whole eggs and 200 grams of egg whites with 100 grams of cherries. So I'm going to tuck into that meal now, and then I'm going to take you through how to get in the perfect position to prep, all my macros that I've been set, all my training plan from the coach. So I'm going to literally take you through how the first week has gone and what we'll be doing on the next few weeks, and then I've got a huge leg workout later on today, so I'll be sure to take you through some of that as well. What is going on, guys? So I'm now going to take you through my full training split and macronutrient split that my coach has given me heading into this prep. So it's something completely different to what I'm used to. As you know, before I was hitting a kind of a modified bro split where I'd be training 6 days in a row and then resting every Sunday. Obviously this is not ideal going into a prep where you're in a massive deficit. You haven't got the calories to recover. So I can't physically afford to be training that often throughout the week. So the new training split, I'm going to be training 2 days and resting after every one. So it'll be 2 days on, 1 day off. Obviously before, with the kind of modified bro split, I'd only be hitting muscle groups once, probably twice on some muscle groups in a week. So with this new training split, I'm reducing the volume of each muscle group per session, but increasing the frequency throughout the week. So the training split I'll be doing, I'll just quickly run you through it. It's going to be quads, chest and delts for the first session, hamstrings, back and arms for the next, then rest, then delts and arms, and then quads, hamstrings and calves, so a full leg day, then rest, and then a back, chest and rear delts day, and then a hamstrings, delts and arms day. And then that's the full cycle complete. So it's something completely different to what I'm used to, but the logic behind it is that the quality you can give each muscle group in that session, because the volume's a lot lower, is so much higher. Whereas in a normal, let's say a full chest session, after about 2 exercises, you're completely burnt out and the quality of the reps are nowhere near as good after those first 2 exercises. And the weight that you can lift is a lot lower as well. So it's a lot more beneficial to be training that muscle group less but each session, but more times throughout the week, as you can give a lot more high quality reps and sets more often throughout the week. So that leads up to hopefully keeping on to more muscle mass. And also progressive overload is going to be absolutely crucial when in a calorie deficit, because you want to be making sure you're tracking every single weight, rep and set every week and making sure you're improving. Because if you're improving on this each week, getting stronger, that is a good sign that you're holding on to muscle mass and you're stripping off the fat loss as long as you're still losing weight. So that's going to be crucial. We're going to be tracking that completely. In terms of my calories, I'll run you through that now. Obviously my calories are going to be different on a training day to a rest day. So on a training day, I'm going to be having around about 3,160 calories. The carbs are still starting really high, which is great. So you've got 450 grams of carbs, protein is 205 grams, and fat is 60 grams. And then as we transition into a rest day, the calories are obviously going to drop, and they're going to drop to 2,410 calories. The fats are going to come up as they're a lot more of a slow releasing energy. So we're going to have 90 grams of fat, the carbs are going to drop down as I haven't got that training session. So it's going to be 220 grams of carbs, and the protein's also slowly going to drop down as well. I'm currently 1 full week into this, and I've dropped the perfect amount of weight so far. I've dropped about 1.5 kilograms, and obviously in that first week where I'm cutting out all that extra food, a lot of it has been water weight. So the coach and I have decided to keep the calories exactly the same for this week coming, but we're just going to increase the cardio just slightly, and that should keep us in that deficit and hopefully stripping that little bit more body fat off going into the further weeks. What I want to talk about now is getting in the perfect position to start a prep, whether that is a competition prep or whether that is just generally going on a mini cut or getting ready for summer. It's really crucial that you have a few things in place before you even think about starting a cut. Okay, so the two main factors you really need to consider before you start cutting, you need to get yourself into two main positions. The first position is getting your calorie count and your maintenance calories as high as possible before you start. You can't do this over a few days by bumping your calories up. This is a long process of weekly, slowly upping your calories to as high as possible. So obviously you want to be getting your body weight up as high as possible and getting those maintenance calories to a nice high starting point. As the higher you start, the further you've got to cut down from. So you can take a lot slower process, meaning a lot less risk of losing muscle. And also, if you're cutting from a higher calories, you're not going to be dropping after a few weeks down to 1,500, 2,000 calories. As dropping that low in a cut to that little calories, especially early on, your body's not going to have the calories to recover, and it's not going to have the nutrients to keep healthy. So the higher you can start your calories, the higher it's going to be when you get down to a leaner stage. So the higher you can keep your calories, the better. So spend a few times before going into a cut, getting those calories nice and high, so you've got a really nice starting point to start from, and you won't swoop down into too low calorie numbers, as it's really not healthy for you and it's not the best way to keep onto muscle mass while cutting the body fat. The second position you really want to try and get into is reducing your cardiovascular output before you start your prep. You really want to use cardio as the main tool for hitting through plateaus and to help tap into that extra bit of body fat. And if you're on 30 minutes of cardio a day to start off with and your output's really high, you're going to have nowhere to go from. You're going to have no tool to use, because increasing it after 30 minutes a day, for example, you're going to be doing a crazy amount of output, and it's just not going to be ideal for recovery. It's not going to be healthy on your joints, especially when you're in deficit. So the lower you can keep your steps a day and lower you can keep your cardio just before you start the prep, the better. Obviously you don't want to be completely unhealthy and not getting in any steps at all, but somewhere around about 5,000 to 8,000 steps a day would be a great place to start. I was doing no cardio, extra cardio whatsoever. I was hitting around about 10,000 steps a day before I started this prep, and now I've got loads of space to add cardio in and increase and use it as a real main tool to break through plateaus and really push on and get into an extra deficit while still keeping those calories high. So that's the main 2 points you really want to consider getting into before you even think about doing a cut, as this is going to make sure it goes as smoothly as possible. So now I'm going to take you through my leg workout. It was a brutal one. So go on, try. Go on. Nice. Look at that squeeze. Nice, come on. Go on, try it. Go on. Keep going. Go on. Easy, easy, come on. Go on, go on. Nice. Good shit. Okay. Oh, that's disgusting. Right. Stop, go. Easy fucking business. Go on. Go on, stop.
Go ahead. Easy. Sorry. Nice. Keep it going. Easy, come on. Nice. Keep going, come on. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Yeah, nice, come on. Good. Come on. Come on. That's it. Come on. Let's go. Go on. Right. Go on. That's it. Let's go. Go on. Nice. Go on. Go on. Go on. Nice. Go on.